so this is something I wanted to talk about today. Now that the Guilty Gear Strive beta is over and everyone's excited about it, and yes, like past fighting games having shitty ass online. Yes, Gabe, and I did do the survey, and I will talk about that too, the Guilty Gear Strive survey. So like I'm very I want to mention again, I'm very happy that Guilty Gear Strive has amazing netcode. Like I can't stress enough, the netcode is so good. So good. But in my this is where maybe some people are going to get upset. As excited as I am for Strive and how glad I am, it's still not up to standard of what should be expected from an online multiplayer game in 2021. Still not even close. And I hope we don't stop here as fighting game fans. We don't go, oh, you know, some fighting games have good netcode, the battle is won. No, there's still so many problems that fighting games still have when it comes to online stuff, and I'm going to talk about this. I'm excited for Strive, but it could still do so much more. Hold to your standards, please. Yes, we deserve more. Fighting games are still 10 plus years behind the times when it comes to online features, online, just anything, multiplayer stuff. So, for example, the lobby system in Guilty Gear Strive is so bad and it has so many problems. It actually is going to hurt the competitive aspect of the game online. It's going to scare away a lot of new players. So for one, here's like the biggest thing, right? Online ranked systems are very important to an online competitive game. Should be obvious, right? Like, wow, an online game that's supposed to be a competitive game needs to have good online ranking systems? Yeah, you'd think that would be something that would be self-evident, very obvious, but fighting games, for whatever reason, still really struggle with this. So many fighting games don't even care about their rank systems. People are blatantly cheating and exploiting the ranking system. Rage quitting is often not punished in games. And whenever you bring this up to fighting game people, and I'm a fighting game person myself, and in the past, I think even I was guilty of this, we would make excuses. We'd make stupid excuses. We'd say, oh, well, for real fighting game players, it's offline. Who cares? Here's why that's fucking dumb. Because even if that's true to a certain extent, it still shouldn't be that the online is just an afterthought. The online should still be valuable. Like, if you look at any other competitive game these days, the online is taken seriously. It's only fighting games where it's historically been, oh, nobody who's actually good at the game plays it online. Like, what the fuck? Like, StarCraft players have taken their online seriously since fucking, 2006 or 7 or whatever the fuck it was? Like, in StarCraft is a game that has high execution, you have to have good reactions, all that shit. There's no reason a fighting game is like, oh, we just don't play fighting games online, we just don't do that. It's like, what are you fucking talking about? CSGO online? It's like, what are we talking about? It's fucking dumb. Support your locals. Sure, local play is cool, but online makes local play better. Because you know what you can do when you're not at your local? You can grind online, learn matchups, practice. Like, are you out of your mind? Like, so it isn't just the netcode. Netcode's good, but we need good ranking systems. Also, we need good online incentives. Incentives to get new people into these games, to get them to stick with it. Reward systems. Like, the reward systems, right? These are the type of things that truly competitive players do not really care about. I say this from my own perspective. I don't care about reward systems in games, because I know that's kind of just carrot on a stick bullshit. I just want to, get the game and get good at it. But casuals love that shit. I'll give you an example of what I mean. You play Hearthstone. Free to play, casual as fuck card game, but it's also got a competitive scene. You know what Blizzard does really well? When you're playing the game, there's constantly packs exploding on the screen. It looks all pretty and shit. You unlock, a card back and it looks all cool. They make a spectacle of it. In Hearthstone, they make a spectacle of you unlocking cool shit when you rank up or when you beat someone or whatever. Now let's look at Guilty Gear Strive. Guilty Gear Strive has a similar thing. It does. So there's a badge system. There's a badge system where, like, if you beat a certain character 10 times, you unlock a badge, or if you do a big combo, you unlock a badge. Same exact idea, except in Guilty Gear Strive, it does not at all make any sort of spectacle about this like Hearthstone does. When you earn a badge in Guilty Gear Strive, you know what happens? A text box comes up that says, you've earned a new badge, and then it goes away. It's just plain text on a little menu. If this was Hearthstone, the screen would have this big golden explosion, and it would drop, and it would show you what thing you actually did on the screen. It'd be all flashy, it'd look all cool. Guilty Gear Strive, you don't even know what you did. In Guilty Gear Strive, you don't even know what the badge is unless you pause the game, you go to the menu, you scroll through, and it's like, oh, that's what I did. You don't even know. This shit is important to casuals. Casuals want to see what they want to see the cool thing they just did. This is basic shit that fighting games are still decades behind the times on. This stuff might sound stupid and meaningless to us competitive players, but this is the type of stuff that makes or breaks it for a casual audience, or even not even just casual audience, just someone who is trying to give fighting games a chance. Little stuff like that goes a long way to making them feel good about what they're doing, letting them know they accomplished something, giving them incentive to keep playing the game. Why fighting games are still so bad at this, I don't understand. Because fighting games put a lot of effort into making the game look cool, which is important. You know, flashy, super animations, cool characters, which is important. That's important. But reward systems like this, good online rank system, this stuff is equally as important. This is the type of stuff that, you know, super competitive players, we might not care about, but the general audience cares a lot about this stuff. They care a lot. Blizzard understands this. Riot understands this. Fighting game developers still do not understand this. And, okay, so another thing about the lobby system in, like, Guilty Gear Strive and a lot of fighting games. Again, if you look at Hearthstone or League of Legends, they have put a ton of effort into making it as seamless as possible into getting into a game. You play Hearthstone, it's like 2 buttons to play a ranked match. You literally press like 2 buttons and you're in a game. League of Legends, so many games are the same way. You press a button and you're playing. It's like you're on the main menu, you hit online, you hit ranked, you're playing. Guilty Gear Strive, it could take you 15 minutes just to get into one game, because first you gotta go to online, then you gotta go to online lobby, then you gotta get booted up into the right floor, then you gotta hold your sword out on your chibi avatar, and then someone's gotta walk up to you and challenge you, and then it's gotta do the ridiculous. People are gonna give up before they even go through all that shit. It should be the least amount of time and action required to get someone into a game. And this is another thing I do not understand, why fighting game developers have made it so overly complicated just to get into a game. It's not good. Not good at all. And it's not, some fighting games have figured this out, a lot still haven't. You gotta make it seamless to get people into the game. So that's kind of the main point I'm trying to make, is that a lot of people right now are going like, and I agree with the sentiment, I'm not shitting on anyone, like a lot of people are saying like, we will no longer buy a game that doesn't have rollback. And I agree, I'm 100% with you. But we should still be demanding way more, because fighting games are still, even with good rollback netcode, we're still in the Stone Ages compared to other games when it comes to just, I don't even want to just say online, just features, just straight up features, like what the game offers. Fighting games should be so much better off right now. So much more. And there's probably like a bunch of things on, also, why are there so few different ways to play the game online? So like other games, like again, I'll use Hearthstone as I'll keep using Hearthstone as the example right now, right? Hearthstone, you have rank mode, you have non-ranked mode, you have arena mode, there's battlegrounds mode. There's multiple different ways to play the game that are fundamentally different from each other to give you some variety, to give you different things to do. Casual players love that shit. So like super crazy competitive people are probably just going to play ranked, which is fine. But again, people who are more casual are going to want times where they can play something that's a little less serious. fighting games do not offer that. Like, so few fighting games, like, I think the problem with this specific thing is that fighting game developers are like, oh, we can't, you know, put in the time or resources to have other modes, which is not the right way to look at it. You can make an alternate mode that's more for fun, that does not require the scrutiny and balance of a competitive mode. Basically, these alternate modes can have a lot less money put into them and still reap a ton of reward for your player base. You don't have to make this alternate mode with just as much care and dedication as the main mode. It's more there just to give somebody, you know, something to do when they don't want to be super competitive. Again, casuals love this shit. Why fighting game developers still can't do it, I don't know.